Okay, I have kind of figured something out here I think is pretty neat, and I wanted to make a little video for you guys. I usually don't put myself on screen, so don't get used to this. Anyways, I've been working on my power wall for some time. This is my software here, and it's solar power, and it works with the MPP solar charge controller. It's off-grid, on-grid inverter, and it's also a charger. So the nice thing about it is I can control the settings of that. Now, generally I have to hook up my computer to the USB port and make changes, and of course see how much power I've got coming in. You can go daily, monthly, and annual. Okay, so this is the annual. There's monthly, and of course this is for this year, and then daily. Okay, and shows the difference in how much output it's created. It's 4.19 kilowatt for that day. Okay, so the first, second, of course you can tell when it's cloudy and when it's sunny. It goes up and down. Okay, today it's 313 kilowatt, not much. It ain't even a kilowatt, 313 watts basically. This month, 47.832 kilowatt. This year, 102 kilowatt. So this has been charging my batteries, which right now I got them tore apart, and I'm making a completely new setup. But this right here is going back to the grid. As you can see, this right here displays the sun coming in, and right now it's raining, cloudy, but there still is power coming in. The inverter says it's going to the batteries, but actually there's no batteries hooked up right now. But it would. Well, actually it is. I do have some lead acid batteries, go-kart batteries, so I'll take that back. It is keeping these charged to 27 volts. They're 100%. It's pretty much just staying that way. And you can control the settings here as far as how you want this thing to operate. So you can go into your parameter settings. Of course, you have to be logged in as an administrator, and I am. And when you log in as administrator, or are you going to log out? See, so I'm already logged in. So to log in as administrator, you just type administrator as the password, okay? And you're in. So you can change it. Some people do, some people don't. It's just your preference. So as you go in here, this is all your settings. Mute buzzer alarm. I got it muted because that way I don't want to hear the buzz if something is out of whack for whatever reason. It could be anything from low voltage to an error that it may throw because of low voltage or amperage, and there's different settings you can set. Overload auto reset is enabled if you accidentally overload the system. Over temperature backlight I got disabled, that way I don't kind of create a burn in on the screen. Some stuff like that, you leave it up forever for hour after hour and it's going to burn in, so it just saves your screen. Model type, hybrid, off-grid. You can actually change this. This inverter is a MPP solar. I think it's a 2424 HVA or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but I think I did a video on it and gave you guys some of that information. Just look at my other videos that I've created, and it should have all that information. It lets you change your standardization from India, Germany, South America. Charge source priority, you can change it. Solar first, solar utility, solar only. So this is what it will use as far as, and of course it is able to be hooked up to like an outlet. So right now I got it plugged in an outlet. It's got another cord that comes out, was for the off-grid side of it. That off-grid side goes to a generator transfer switch. So a generator transfer switch. So let's say your power goes out. This thing wires into all the electrical breakers within your breaker panel. It allows you to basically on your secondary panel, flip those up. And when you flip those up, you're running off battery power or off the inverter itself if you got enough sun. So you probably would want a battery. But if you go flipped up, then those circuits that you wire in, of course it's got two wires. One goes into the breaker in the main panel. The other one gets wired together with the actual circuit going to the outlets, the refrigerator, whatever. So I got the refrigerator in the kitchen, this area right here where I'm setting, which has got a ceiling fan and some outlets, so I can have power for my laptop, because I'm usually sitting here at the table. That's where I'm at now, and working on my web design stuff or whatever. So and I want to have power when the electricity goes out. And the way this is set up, if the electricity went out, I wouldn't even know it, because everything would just automatically go to the backup power. Now, right now, I don't have my batteries really set up with a lot of backup, because I'm just running off of some lead acid batteries or golf cart batteries, and I'm sure it wouldn't last very long. But I'm building lithium batteries, and that's why I got this set up, and I'll show you my other Batrium balancer here shortly. So I just want to kind of give you an overview of this. So max charge current, you can change this, how much it can charge from the grid and from your panels. So right now I got it set at 30. It can go as high as 60, and of course the charger will take up the 60 amps. Max AC charge current, and so that one there is for the panels, and this one is AC charging. So if my batteries get low, and I can set that over here on the other side. Over here is your recharge settings. So if the batteries get low, I can actually tell it, okay, well, if it gets down to 25.5, I want you to start charging from the grid and at 2 amps. So then what it'll do, if those batteries get very low at night, and right now I'm not using from the batteries at night. I got it to where it don't do that. That's the way it's set up. But once I switch it back to that, then it'll actually use that to use the grid energy to charge my batteries up, so I don't have to wait till the next day. Now, if I want to set it the other way, you can do it up here. So you set your priorities for your load, your battery, utility. Your output source priority, solar, battery, utility. And these are going to be all changed. So it's very user-friendly. You got a lot of changes that you can make to this. It's called solar power. Okay, and this is just in the settings. So you can bulk charge, float charge. You don't have to bulk and float. If right now I got on user type as user, it can be set for flooded or AGM batteries. The user is for like lithium ion, lithium iron phosphate, I think it is. The different chemistries. So depending on what voltage you're running, if you want this to be lower, you can be lower. This will go up as high as 29, I think it is. So, and of course, I can have the float and the bulk the same. When you're using lithium, you really don't have to charge it all the way up and then let it float back down to a certain voltage. I'm gonna have actually a balancing program, which is down here. I got it running, and this is the Batrium system. So this is going to be pretty much what I use for balancing. Let me close this out. So anyways, and then of course this right here gives you grid frequency, battery voltage, what the percentage of the battery is. Charge current right now is 1 amp. So, and of course down here is your AC output power, AC active power, and load output load percentage, which is right now it's 0, because I'm not running any of my house off of the inverter. Okay, so that's why this is 0, the watts is 0, and the AC parent power is 0, because right now I got all the switches turned off, so I'm running off the grid totally. But this is acting as an on-grid inverter, so what little power is coming in, if it's supplying enough power to that leg, because right now I'm only just on one side, because the way these are set up, you have to get 2 of them if you want to put power to 2 legs. But one leg of my house is getting assistance from what little sun power that's coming in from my panels. And on a sunny day, it'll actually sit out there and it'll go up to close to 1,000 watts. and so it'll actually be pushing back to the grid. So as you see right now, there's not enough sun, so the grid is supplying power to the battery as well as this, which is not a lot, but you can see this is coming in. Well, when it gets to the point to where the solar is bringing in enough to satisfy the home, then you'll see this right here going out. And that means I'm actually producing to the utility because the house is being satisfied on that one leg, because that's on its one side it's hooked to. And then you'll see this going out to the load when I'm using the off-grid side of this inverter. And the nice thing about it is this can be used as a totally off-grid inverter. You don't have to use the grid-tied part. You can just go out there and unplug it, because it's just plugged in an outlet in my garage. And I think I've showed some videos. I may make some more and show you what the differences are. But right now, it's not producing anything to the load, but it's keeping the batteries charged. Solar panels has got energy coming in, and of course, if the sun comes out, which right now it's cloudy and raining, but when it gets nice, and like on these days here, you can tell it put out some pretty good power. Okay, 4.818 for that day. And then, it's been cloudy all day, been raining all day, and you can see it's actually put out a little bit of power, and any little bit supplements my power here, so that means my electric bill is going to be lower. So anyways, now I'm able to control this from my laptop inside. This one is actually sitting out in my garage by my solar setup, okay, by my power wall. So that's the nice thing about it. I'm using what's called TeamViewer. And TeamViewer is a really neat program. It's free, and you can put it on both computers. And then what you do is you put in the ID, and this right here is a different ID. But anyways, you put in an ID, and then you're able to remotely log into that computer and make changes and see. And so I'm able to see that desktop, what's going on here, and then see what it's doing, make changes if I want to, without having to go out there and actually hook this computer to each system. And that's the nice thing about it. I can manage this one, and then this is going to be my Baytrium, which controls the balancing. And once I get my batteries all built, and they're lithium, and this right here system is set up with some what they call Longmons. They will mount to each battery, and they will balance each of those batteries, and that will be shown here, and it will show the volts and the amps. It'll show the maximum volt on one cell compared to the minimum, so it'll have like a minimum maximum range. It gives you a lot of information, and then of course this system is set up to where it will keep those cells balanced, and that way when the energy is being used, they'll run down together and then be charged up together. And then of course if they're a little bit off, then this system will actually keep them balanced. So it'll rebalance the 7 cells, because there's going to be 7 in series, and it's going to be 150 cells in each brick. And I've got some pictures I've posted, and I'll make probably some more videos of how I do that as I create these batteries. But it's going to be the 18650 cells in bricks of 150, so that'll be 4.1 or 2, which I probably won't run them that high. Once I start using this, it will be probably 4 volts, and so I'll run them down to probably 3 volts, at the lowest. So, but the nice thing about lithium, you can cycle them over and over and over and over again. If I want to use them and cycle them, or if I can just leave them out there and leave them charged up to 4 volts, I can do that. You can do a lot of different things. And so this is a kind of a setup. I thought about trying out, see how it's going to work. And then if I decide to set these systems up for friends or family or somebody, because I've had a lot of interest, I can actually set you a system up, and then I can remote into a computer. And it's just a very cheap computer. I get $35 for this one. I just had to restore it. But it doesn't take a whole lot to control this software. And so I can remote into this computer, check, see how your system's up, make sure everything's doing what it should do. and then kind of maintain it from afar. As long as it's on a Wi-Fi connection, then I'm able to log in, check it out, make sure it's running okay, and then help you guys, maintain it. And this right here software, the team viewer software, you can actually talk and collaborate through it. And you can just basically do a seminar with somebody that's trying to learn all this, and not have to go to their house. I can just do it through their computer that would be set up at to control all this stuff. So it lets you kind of control it, let you make changes, tweak it, and kind of see what's going on as far as the progress. And it's a pretty neat setup. So anyways, I want to give you guys a little bit of a video showing you how it works. And here's everything minimized down. This right here is basically the desktop of the computer I'm messing with. And say it's just a little old cheap computer. It's not, doesn't need to do a whole lot. This is all it's going to be used for, is just to manage this software for me. So I set it up to where it'll never really shut down. It maybe hibernate, but everything will continue running. And then all I have to do is just log back in each time that I want to check things out. So anyways, I'm going to end this video here. It's about 16 minutes. And if you guys got any questions or concerns, put it in the comments, like and subscribe. I'm trying to make some more videos. Actually, I did one the other night with my GoPro, and I'll be uploading that soon. I have to do some editing first, but we'll try to make some more videos and share with you guys what I'm doing along the way. Got a solar tracker that I'm been working on, going to be putting it out as soon as I get some nice days and some extra time. So we'll be doing that really soon. So talk to you later, all you YouTube family out there and DIYers. Keep working on your walls.